To delve deeper into this critical discussion, today we have with us Tilak Devasher, an author renowned for his expertise in security matters, particularly concerning India's neighborhood, with a keen focus on Pakistan and Afghanistan. Hello, sir. Welcome to our show. The recent violent incident in Sargodha, Pakistan, where a 70-year-old Christian man was attacked by a mob on suspicion of blasphemy, is a tragic reflection of the deeply rooted issues of religious intolerance and the misuse of blasphemy laws in Pakistan. So, sir, what's your perspective on this tragic incident?
That's very true, because this is just symptomatic. This is one incident which is symptomatic of all the pressures and problems and violence that minorities in Pakistan, whether it's Christian, whether it's Hindus, whether it's Ahmadiyas, and now even the Shias, have to face, and how the blasphemy law is being misused basically for personal interest, because there is no defense. A poor minority person who somebody comes and accuses him that he has conducted or indulged in blasphemy, there is no defense, because the mob immediately gets together and they feel that they are burnishing their credentials, their religious credentials, by attacking this man. And nobody waits for the law and order machinery to take charge, but they attack, they lynch the person, they destroy his house, they destroy his property, they lose his property. So it's just symptomatic of one of the many things that is going wrong in Pakistan.
Well, sir, this is not an isolated incident. Last year, 24 churches and 86 homes of Christians in Jarawala city in Pakistan were attacked. How do blasphemy laws in Pakistan create an environment that enables or encourages mob violence?
Yeah, so that last year's incident was especially violent because the number of Christian churches and homes were attacked over a long period of time. And this certainly, it just shows that the blasphemy laws are like a sword which are hanging on the heads of the minorities and can be picked up anytime. In the case of Jaranwala, the calls to attack these churches came out from mosques. And one of the organizations that has been involved in such violence on blasphemy is the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, when itself was helped to be created by the establishment when they wanted to use it in the elections of 2019 to cut down the support of the Muslim League Nawaz. So it is a state-created organization, and they use the blasphemy law whenever they want to attack the minorities. So it's a very serious and a very difficult situation for the minorities.
To what extent is the Pakistani government accountable for the rise in religious intolerance and violence against minorities?
It's true, because what is taught in government schools, the basic issue starts from that. I'm not talking about madrasas, I'm talking about government schools. The hatred for the minorities, whether it is the Christians, the Hindus, the Jews, the Ahmadiyas, is part and parcel of the curriculum of what's called Pakistan studies in government schools. Then of course you have the madrasas, which again take the hatred for the minorities to a different level. So the government is definitely culpable in this, and they have not taken any steps, knowing fully well that this situation, this problem is there. Every time there's an incident, people will go and make visits, politicians will say we must do something, nothing happens till the next incident takes place. So this is rampant, and the government is largely culpable.
Besides blasphemy accusations, what other forms of persecution do minorities face in Pakistan?
You take the case of the Hindus, especially the Hindus in Sindh. They are being pushed to the wall. The biggest and the most frightening thing what is happening to the Hindus in Sindh is the kidnapping and forcible conversion of minority or young Hindu girls who are minors. They are picked up, they are kidnapped, they are forcibly converted, they are beaten and either married to a much older man, sold into prostitution, and the police does nothing. Even if the case does reach court, the court will always take the side of the Muslim and say that the girl has agreed that she's done it, consent herself. The fact of the matter is, as some politicians said, the age of voting is 18 years. Yet you expect a 12 and 13-year-old girl, a Hindu 12 or 13-year-old girl, to accept Islam on herself, without even knowing what it is all about. And she is threatened that if you say no before the judge or you make a complaint, we'll wipe out your family. So the poor girl is so scared. So this is the most frightening thing that is happening to the Hindus. Then their temples are frequently targeted because it is valuable property. People want to build either a mosque or a commercial property. So in so many different ways, the Hindu communities, apart from the Christians, and then of course you have the Ahmadiyas, who have been constitutionally declared as non-Muslims, and then serious punishments have been imposed, that if they call themselves Muslims or if they call their places of worship as mosques, they're all liable to be punished. And the interesting thing is that in 1944, before Pakistan was created, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was asked that can Ahmadiyas join the Muslim League? And his reply was yes. As per the constitution of the All India Muslim League, Ahmadiyas are most welcome to come and join the party. So since then, once what Jinnah had said in 44 till today, you can see the transition or the distance that Pakistan has traversed in becoming a much more intolerant and a frightening place for minorities.
How does religious intolerance in Pakistan impact regional stability and security in South Asia?
Well, not directly, but any kind of intolerance, any kind of radicalization in one country, which is sitting in, as sort of a link between South Asia, Central Asia, West Asia, it does create and send out ripples in different countries also. And this, I think, is going to be what is, which all the regional countries would be worried about, that the growth of radicalization, the growth of sectarianism, the growth of violence against minorities. Today it's the minorities, but very few minorities are actually left as compared to 47. Now they're already targeting the Shias, which are about 20% of the population, by saying that Shias should also be declared non-Muslim. Soon the Sunni groups will start turning against each other. Whether it's the Deobandis will start calling the Barelvis and the Ahle Hadith as kafir and vice versa. In fact, so this kind of intolerance and sectarianism will only grow because it is not being checked. Not being checked, in fact, it is being encouraged by the Pakistani state for very narrow political gains.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights.